Hi everyone, my name is Anne. Welcome back to Art on the Creek. We're in my home studio in Parker, Colorado, and many of you know that I've said in the past that I really don't enjoy painting florals. It's not my thing. I'm kind of thinking about really getting into it and really kind of enjoying some botanical style paintings. And I ran across Sarah Simon on Instagram. She's the Mint Gardener, and I'll put links to everything in the description. And I bought her book. This is Modern Watercolor Botanicals by Sarah Simon, and I thought we could review it together today. So, grab your paintbrush, let's give it a play. Well, here we go. Here is Sarah's book, and I have not even opened it yet. I know that it's still available on Amazon, and I'll link to that. I would encourage you, though, to also look for used booksellers or maybe your library, because this has been out for a while, so not sure it's available everywhere, but you can probably find a used copy like I did. At least it was from a used bookstore, and I didn't have to pay full price, so that's kind of nice. Let me find my X-Acto knife. Here it is, and we'll take the plastic off, and then you won't have a glare anymore. As I mentioned in the opening, she is the Mint Gardener, and I just really love her style. It's so loose and fresh and delicate, but yet she uses broad strokes. There's not a lot of detail in here. There's just some beautiful gestural watercolor going on. So I really love this. And in her book, she says on the cover that this is actually a creative workshop in watercolor, gouache, and ink. So lots of fun. You get to use different mediums while you're working on this. Just by the way, before we open it, I really like the double spiral binding and the protected corners. So that's kind of nice. You can slide it in and out of your bookcase and not worry about it getting damaged. But let's go back to this information on the back here. It says you can create appealing works of art using 16 easy-to-follow lessons that allow you to put your newfound skills to practice in a wide range of projects. Inside, you'll find traceable artwork for all the designs, so you don't need any drawing experience to create incredible botanicals. And that's really good. I know that drawing throws a lot of people off, and tracing is completely fine. Don't ever think that that's cheating. It's not. It's a tool. You need to use that if drawing is something that intimidates you. Each lesson includes instructions for beginner, intermediate, and advanced, so anyone can follow along no matter your skill level. Find inspiration in the world around you as you paint eucalyptus wreaths, floral bouquets, detailed wildflowers, tropical plants, and more. So I think this will be a whole lot of fun. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. This is a very glossy cover here, and nice. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's not a glare, it's just part of the photo. And here we have some of her style here, Modern Watercolor Botanicals. This is not watercolor paper, it's regular book paper. I would say it's a little bit heavier. It's like a lightweight cardstock, like when you get those larger books of 12-inch by 12-inch scrapbook paper. That's what I would say that this feels like. Opening up the book here, she's got a very nice dedication to start things off. And let's see here, all of the copyright publishing information, the title page, and the table of contents. Look at how beautiful these illustrations are. All right, so inside she has a foreword that explains her motivations for making this book, and an introduction. We've got a lot of information on supplies. So if you are a very brand new beginner, let me just zoom out a little bit so we can see both sides of the book here. If you're a real brand new beginner, this would really be good for you because it talks about everything you need from the get-go. If you had never heard of watercolor, didn't know what you needed, here she has pictures and she tells you what's essential, what's nice to have, but what's essential. And that's really good too, because a lot of times we can get hung up on seeing something on YouTube or wherever and thinking that's going to save us and it's the next best thing. Really, there are only a few essential items that you need, and then you'll discover which one is the best for you. She talks about different kinds of paints and different grades of paints, student grade versus professional, and why a round brush is important. Different kinds of paper and how you can tape it to prevent warping. All kinds of great information in here. She talks about pens, pencils, erasers, student grade watercolor paper versus professional grade watercolor paper. So you see the results are different. This is the student grade up here, and this is the professional grade. You do get different results. However, what you're going to do, there's nothing wrong with using the student grade paper. What you need to do is understand that this is the way the paint will act on there, and then you can work accordingly. I always do recommend to my students to, if you're going to invest in something, invest in the professional paper. Talks about all kinds of things here. You are so well prepared for this class. You got a full introduction on here. Let's see here. She talks about how to prime your brush when you get a brand new brush and it has that sizing in it. She shows you how to get that out and get ready to paint. We're talking about, here's her consistency comparisons. She calls it a magic sauce. I think that's cute. The water to paint ratio, for instance, 10% water, 90% paint. Mustard, like the texture of mustard, that's pretty accurate with the wet tube paint. I call it yogurt. And then she has heavy cream, soy sauce with wasabi, or soy sauce. So whatever liquid you want to compare it to, of course, that's up to you. I like her comparisons. She talks about washes, about boundaries, about how to hold your brush. This is thorough. If you know someone who is a beginner artist and really would like to learn about color, look at this. She's got information on the color wheel. All kinds of color harmony, complementary colors, analogous colors, monochromatic. She really goes over everything that you would need to know. This is like a complete art course in a spiral bound format. This is really, really nice. She even is talking about composition. My goodness. And how she works in botanicals. Boy, this is thorough. Let me go. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. Here we are to the projects. There we go. And here she is tracing on a window. So that's really good. Easy to do. And then you have some workspace here that you can practice with. But keep in mind, again, this is not watercolor paper. And since it's always best to practice what you're going to be painting, to practice your skills on the paper that you'll be using, just simply trace that format of boxes onto some watercolor paper, and you can just use that as a guideline, and then practice on your actual paper. All right, here's a good first project that we can just kind of play with, and we will see how this works together. So let's just here, I've got some paper right here. It's small though. It happens to be 5x7. This is a really good paper, by the way. If you are looking for a great cotton paper, just that's not going to break the bank, I recommend the Meeden. And in fact, I've got a coupon. I'll put a link in the description for you. It comes in cold press, hot press, rough press, and a bunch of different sizes. This is just the 5x7. It's the one I happen to start. So let me fold this back, and I really like that. So see, we can have our instructions open, and then we can just start painting here. I'm going to go into this without making any drawing at all. So we're just really going to try and focus on this little drawing here. We're going to just do a simple little floral, and I think what I'll do is I'll kind of have it come down from the corner up here going in this direction like so. And then we'll see. And I'm not going to trace, I'm just going to dive in and see what happens. The fun thing here is she has some color recipes for pine, blush, and mauve. So let me get these all primed here. The watercolors I'm using today are Lucas 1862. They're professional watercolors by Lucas, and I like them. So let's just take a look at those and see what we can come up with. Let's see here. She wants to mix Viridian, Cerulean Blue, Yellow Ochre, and Lemon. Okay, so let's try that. We're going to try the Viridian. I don't have Viridian, but I've got Phthalo Green, so we can use that one. This will be a lesson today in how to use some other colors in case you don't have the one that they suggest. So there's some phthalo green, and then we need some cerulean blue, and I'm going to use the cyan. There we go, and we're going to make this a little bit looser here because we want to go in wet on wet with some of these leaves. All right, so that's our leaf paint, and now let's try making the blush paint. It's crimson, yellow ochre, and peach. Well, okay, I've got an orange. That'll be our peach. And a yellow ochre. And then let's add some magenta to it. I don't have a crimson, but I do have the magenta. There we go. I like that shade pretty well. Nice blush shade there. And for a mauve, she mixes yellow ochre, peach, and then she says violet. Well, I don't have violet, but I do have this mauve again. I mean, I'm sorry, the magenta and the cyan. There we go. That's a nice mauve-y shade. All right, so I've got my 3 paints mixed. Now I'm going to go to a bigger brush. I'm going to start with a number 8 brush. And I'm going to start with this peach tone. And let's work on this first flower here that we see. We're going to go up like this. I'm going to rinse off my brush and just use water to let that other side of the petal go. And now I'm going to do this one. And now this one looks kind of fun how she did this. Now we're going to use some of that Payne's Gray and tap in the center while this is still wet. And then let's see, let's go to this pine. I think I want to yellow that up a little bit more. And I'm going to let this touch this leaf here. There we go. And now let's see here. I think I'm going to drop in some of this mauve color. Kind of gives some interest to some of these petals. And now let's just use that yellow ochre, kind of make these pussy willows that are here. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one. And another. Let's get into that raw umber. And now I'm going to go to yet another brush. This is a liner brush. It's a number 4 liner brush. We'll go into that umber. And we'll kind of connect these a little bit. There we go. I guess I want to go into here and give these guys some stems as well. And now let's try this blossom in another shape. Back in the Payne's gray. And let's see, then we want some more of the yellow ochre. I think I'll put them up here. And I think we need a few more leaves. All right, and this flower, since I am out of room here, I think I'm going to add another flower down here. So let's do this. We've got a little bit of this pink. See if we can make this one kind of a bud. Let's see what a flower bud would look like in this design. Not entirely sure. We'll get into the mauve. In the Payne's gray a little bit here. go. And then I think we need a few more of those gold pussy willows, whatever they are. Let's see, we'll just put a random few of them here. I'll put one down here. Way too much paint. There we go. Maybe one over here. Back into the umber. I like this. There. One other thing I'd like to do, let's mix a little bit more of this one. Well, I can honestly say this was a blast, and it's never something I would have thought to paint. I love the color palette. The colors that she offers here, the recipes are fabulous. I just kind of played and did this on my own. You could follow these step by step by step and really do the entire lesson as she intended. I just kind of looked at the picture and started painting. Which is how I like to do things. So let's just take a look a little bit more, because while that's drying, I want to let it dry naturally here. I liked really mixing those colors. That was a lot of fun. Let's see, what else does she say here on this particular lesson? Wet and wet flowers. Yeah, she gives you complete instructions on how to do all of this. Oh, those are berries, not pussy willows. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, all right. And then the lessons go on. So there are a lot of lessons in here. Some really good variety. Not everything is the same. A lot of the leaves are different, and a lot of the flowers are different. And now we can get into ink and wash, line and wash here at the end. So lots of different kinds of things for you to paint. If you are looking to learn botanical art and would like to do something with maybe a unique style, or if, like me, if it's something that you've always kind of wanted to do but never really took the time to sit down and play with it and really do it. One of the things that I really enjoy so much about this book is that she gives you the recipes to mix the colors, because sometimes that's just kind of hunt and peck. And this is really nice. There's all kinds of brush exercises in there. That's what these lines were. Where did I find those? These, where you're taking your brush and pressing down and lifting up and pressing down and lifting up. These kinds of exercises are so good for warming up and how long your paint is going to last. And she has a lot of fix-it-quick tips and tricks. So that's nice in case you ran your hand through your work, which I'm about to do up here. Oh, okay, mark making with different tools. Pencil, Micron, Micron 2, or colored pencil. Wow. Wow. So many things to do in here, you guys. If you started this as your companion to anyone you're watching on YouTube, not just me, but if you purchased this and used it as your companion to learn watercolor, honestly, I think as a lesson goes, as from a teacher's point of view, this is incredibly thorough. I highly recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm going to have fun visiting it again. But for today, here's what we painted. Thank you, Sarah Simon. I will post this on Instagram and tag you so you can see my version of your work. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I would say yes, definitely. Go ahead and take a look for this book. Be aware that you won't be painting in it. And so have fun with it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this review. I give it hugely 2 thumbs up. And have fun painting some botanicals this summer. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That always does help my channel. And if you're interested in purchasing this book for yourself or for a gift, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. Once again, I'm not partnering with Sarah. I just found this book and thought I would show it to you guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Here's my version, once again, of Sarah's beautiful artwork, and I hope that, at the very least, I've encouraged you to dip your toes into painting some florals and maybe try the Sarah Simon way. Take care, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye now.